Our brains make life more difficult for us. Simply stated, they don't produce enough dopamine. Our neurotransmitters don't work in the way a neurotypical's might. We are thus less equipped to regulate our time, our attention, and our emotions. Our neurotransmitters don't work in the way a neurotypical's might. We are thus less equipped to regulate our time, our attention, and our emotions. Our prefrontal cortex goes into overdrive at the drop of a hat. This is the more primitive part of your brain. It was especially useful in the days where we were responding to threats in the immediate vicinity. Large animals, threatening natural environments, Sask Party members. No, I probably shouldn't say that. Threatening natural environments. The cure for this, according to society, is simple. Calm down. Calm down. Regulate yourself and be adaptable. Make routines. Make routines, be organized and be logical. M-R-B-O. No, we're good. M-R-B-O-B-L. Make routines, be organized, and be logical. That's it. Just do it. The Nike way. Our brains are racing. To us, that's normal.
But what's normal?
Oh, shit.
Sorry.
Oh, you startled me.
I can tell. Your door was open.
I was rehearsing a speech.
Sorry, I'm sorry I'm late. I got stuck at the piano. I was
It's okay, you don't have to apologize.
First in here, I'm all scattered and
You
like
already
everything's
apologized.
just, oh my God.
Why don't we just take a seat, Robin? Let's have a seat.
Yeah.
And just breathe. Okay. What would you like to talk about today?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know how to make my thoughts make sense.
That's okay.
Sorry.
Your prefrontal cortex is in overdrive, that's all.
Well, sorry.
Why do you apologize before you've done anything?
I should know how to say what I want to say,
Why?
because otherwise I'm just wasting time.
Saying nothing is not wasting time. Just breathe. You let me know when you're ready. Okay, but can you imagine if, the neurotypical's experience was framed as the weird one?
Oh, I know, right?
Look at those stupid kitty posters.
I don't have any kitty posters.
No, not your kitty posters, the kitty posters. You know, hang in there, baby.
Oh, yeah, right.
What if the kitten can't hang in there? What if all there is a plummet to its death?
Taylor, nobody wants a poster that says, "Let go and die."
Well, that's what happens to kitten if they can't hang on. Death for kitten.
Oh, well, that would be an interesting anime.
Keep calm and carry on. Hang in there, baby. Be your best self.
Let go and die.
What if you can't keep keeping on? What if there is no keeping on because you don't know how to keep on? Because Because you don't have the tools for keeping up, keeping on.
The real question is who the hell dangled the kitten off the rope in the first place?
You know, and then you just do all these things that you shouldn't do just so you feel like you're doing something to keep up because your brain just keeps going and going.
Or your
then,
body.
And then to everyone else, it looks like you're just not reading this stupid poster of advice. But really, you're thinking about how you don't want to die at 38 in a car crash. Because the rope kitten reminded you of Cats in the Cradle. And Cats in the Cradle was written by Harry Chapin. And Harry Chapin died at 38 in a car crash.
I didn't know you were a Harry Chapin fan.
So instead of taking life advice from a dangling cat,
Love Harry Chapin.
you're thinking about car wrecks and death. Me too.
Taylor's mind is a fucking mess, but they're trying to do their best. Do their best with what's in there, and they've got a mess of long black hair, and they keep talking and they know it, and so do I. And fuck, we gotta let go and die. We all gotta let go and die. Huh?
Very nice.
You should get diagnosed.
Seriously?
Get some help. Welcome. Sorry about the mess. I'm Brian, and about the wait. Sorry about the wait. You know how it is some mornings. Traffic is just awful. Think you've given yourself plenty of time, and then by the time you're out the door, you run into an accident or some construction or what have you. By the time you get past that, you're late. Not just behind on your driving, but late. So sorry. Won't happen again. So, Taylor, tell me about yourself.
Hi.
Hello.
What's happening?
Go ahead.
But are you sure you're ready?
Oh, yes, yeah. Yes, I'm sorry. Traffic. I'm here. And this is your time.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, you don't seem ready, and I really need to be seeing somebody who's ready.
Oh, I would certainly encourage you to do the same. Let's get through this session. We'll see how we fit.
Okay.
Great.
Do you want
Oh!
me to...
Yeah. Right. There we go.
Okay. What do you need to know?
Oh! What brings you in today?
I'm here to start the process of receiving a diagnosis. I got mental health things.
I believe we all do. Would you care to elaborate?
Sorry, I'm confused and I'm really nervous. I don't really know what to say. You're the first proper doctor that psychologist that I've spoken with. I believe I have ADHD.
Oh, that's where we're going. Well, before we get started on the path to self-diagnosis, let's just make sure that we've got all the symptoms and information and background that we need in order to adequately assess what's going on in your situation. Now, I'm not saying to rule anything out necessarily, but it is a good idea to get an idea of the whole picture before jumping in with both feet. Now, perhaps I started us out on the wrong foot. Let's backtrack. Get to know each other a little bit. Why don't you tell me a bit about yourself?
What do you want to know?
What do you do for a living?
I work at a coffee shop.
Oh. And?
And I don't know, I've done a bunch of things.
Well, enlighten me.
Window washing, waiting tables. I don't know, I've had 15, 20 jobs since university, but the coffee shop's working out so far.
And what would you like to be doing for a living?
What I'd really like to do is start my own coffee channel, like on YouTube.
Do you mind me asking how old you are?
Nope.
How old are you?
38.
38.
38.
And how do you feel about that?
What do you mean?
About being 38.
How do I feel about being 38?
Precisely.
It's fine. My neck hurts more often.
Your neck hurts, and do you think that's related to mental health?
No, I think it's related to being 38.
I'm sorry. Let's try to stick to the mental health topic.
Now I'll give it a go if you will.
Well, perhaps I wasn't clear. Do you have any reservations about being 38 and working in a coffee shop? Well, I mean, that is to say...
Sorry, but a coffee shop?
Well, no, let's
Are you
backtrack.
insulting me?
That wasn't my intent, no. An honest question. Yeah. I'm just trying to get a picture of your overall situation, mental health situation, any contributing factors.
I can tell you one contributing factor right now.
Oh, wonderful. What's that? You've forgotten. Right, okay, well, that's fine. If it comes back to you, let me know. You seem reticent to talk. Perhaps if I told you a little bit about myself. Well, this is slightly an artificial setting for meeting someone, I grant you, but I believe that we can work together to build the trust necessary for a relationship such as ours to work.
I
understand that this can be overwhelming. We certainly don't all have our ducks in a row, let alone even in the same pond all the time. And it can be daunting to admit our faults to ourselves, let alone to each other.
Right. And
perhaps even more so to ourselves. It takes an amount of courage to work up the, well, yes, courage, I suppose, to say, I need help, and to seek it, to recognize the help we need, and then to seek it out.
Yeah,
But of course, it is quite possible to receive the help we're seeking. And that's the goal. You know, that's my goal in helping you, is to provide you with the help you're seeking.
That's wonderful.
I want to help people. I want to help you. God knows life is hard. I mean, it's hard enough when you've got it all figured out. Or, well, when you think you've got it figured out. I don't think we've ever actually got it figured out.
Well,
That's not just the psychologist in me talking. Might be the part of me that wanted me to become a psychologist talking, but it's not just the psychologist talking. But when you don't have it figured out, how hard is that, right?
Yes.
There are so many reasons to panic, so many things to be unsure of, so many decisions to make, not make, unmake, make again. How do you know if you've made the right one?
I don't know.
How do you know how to make the right one?
I really...
Is there even such a thing as the right decision?
Well, there's definitely wrong decisions.
Choice paralysis. It's the idea that too many options make a situation worse. Now, the question that you essentially arrive at is, what do I want? And if you can start to figure that out, then you're well on your way to the answer. I mean, of course, once you start to answer any question, you're well on your way to the answer. And the answer can be meandering. You may not think that you're answering the question you've asked yourself, or even that you've asked yourself a particular question, but a different one instead. And here you are.
And here I am.
And you find that eventually you're answering a question that you have indeed asked. And that now that you have the answer, you know how to proceed.
I really don't...
So, the big, important question. Taylor, when it comes to your life, What do you want?
Okay, that's actually a really big part of what I want to do.
Oh, look at that. Jeez. Our time is up. I hope to see you again. As you know, my door is always open. Thank you, Taylor. Oh, you can just e-transfer the 150.
Go. 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 The light is fucking green. Take your fucking foot off the... There you go. There you go. You learn what a fucking green light is for. Good job. Jesus, stay the fuck home if you're not in a hurry to be anywhere. You know who's in a hurry to be somewhere? Someone with somewhere to fucking be. Why is every light red in the morning? Every single light is red. God, they're green all the way home, coming home from the gym last night, green all the way down 8th Street, when I was in no big rush to be anywhere. Okay. It's fine. You're fine. You're just gonna be a little late again. Whatever, it's not a big deal. They like you. Job's going well. You're not gonna get fired over one more day of being late. Though they did call yesterday to see if you're on your way. Fuck. Should have set my alarm for earlier. Should have gone to bed earlier. I need to go to bed earlier. You know what? Set my alarm for earlier. Shit. Oh. Oh my God. Oh, I need to wake up. That was stupid. My boy.
I came here one last time, but not to settle scores, and not to keep the words flying like we did before. I came to pay respects from the man you never knew, the better version of the one in front of you. And it's taken me some time to think of what to say. The thinking did no good. But I'm here anyway. So before I tip my hat and put the dust back on my shoes, I need to tell you something that I found in last week's news. People aren't much good for change, but I know that I sure tried. I know that I still love you. That's why it hurts to say goodbye. I've lost a lot of relationships. But not you. You're my pride and joy. You keep me sane. Coffee gets me up. You give me a reason to stay there. The rest of the world is just bonkers, you know? Like, everything out there is bonkers. You make sense. I got you 17 years ago. From an old piano teacher, actually. Proudest moment of my life. He'd retired from teaching, but he was still doing some selling for them. He'd had to quit teaching to spend more time caring for his wife. But he still needed a bit of extra income, so he did some selling in their showroom. We hadn't seen each other in years, but we recognized each other instantly. I tried a few other keyboards in the shop, and I tried some at other places. Others didn't have a decent enough sound, or they cost twice as much, didn't sound half as good, didn't feel right to play. He gave me a discount. $880, tax and case included. My debit card limit was $500, so I had to go twice to the ATM to withdraw enough money. I paid for you in cash. 17 years. It's a long friendship. It's probably more than a friendship. Feels weird to call you a lover, though. You're like family. I know I should have been a better type of man, better than the one who offered you his hand. I never let you down, 'cause I never really tried. I couldn't stand your smile through all the tears you cried. See, I don't mind the rain, I don't mind the snow. I can take the pain of the numbing of my toes. But that's when water falls to the ground from lonely skies, and not onto your lips from the clouds there in your eyes. So before I tip my hat and put the dust back on my shoes, I need to tell you something that I found in last week's news. People aren't much good for change, but I know that I sure tried, and I know that I still love you. That's why it hurts to say goodbye. That's not to say you're the only piano I've played. Started playing when I was 5. I've played other pianos. The Nord Stage 4 has drawbars. Oh, it's my dream one now. Oh, I'm learning how to use drawbars. Drawbars manipulate the sound, like the drawbars on a Hammond. Oh, you might not know what a Hammond is, but whew, you know the sound of a Hammond. It's what puts the heaven into gospel, the gospel into soul, and the soul into everything else. A Nord is excellent for touring, for stage use. but you might not want to play it at home over your morning coffee or your evening drinks. Liable to spill all over it. You got your portable grands? They've got the feel of a real piano with all the bells and whistles that being digital gives you. You can put on different voices, make it sound like a string quartet or a jazz combo or a guitar or whatever. Best is to leave them on the piano sound. But I write most of my songs on you. Not all of them. Sometimes you don't have the right personality for what I want to write. Sometimes I go to the Hammond. Sometimes I find a studio with a baby grand. But even the most out of tune hunk of crap piano sitting in some church basement gathering dust sounds right sometimes. I guarantee it. There is one song that sounds better on anybody's unused, out of tune, honky-tonk used to be than on any other instrument on this planet. In the end, half of what makes a good piano player is figuring out what song sounds best on what piano. This one's all you. Well, I guess I'd best be going before you're wishing I was gone, 'cause wishes are best made when it's stars you're wishing on, and stars are made of light, of planets long ago. So if you're going to make that wish, then going I must go. But before I tip my hat and put the dust back on my shoes, I need to tell you something that I found in last week's news. People aren't much good for change, but I know that I sure tried. And I know that I still love you. That's why it hurts to say goodbye.
I don't try to get angry. It just happens. You know, everything seems to be so much easier for everyone else. It's exhausting to try to deal with my emotions and figure out everyone else's and fit into their way of doing things all of the time.
Have you tried journaling?
Yes.
Excellent. How has that gone for you?
I don't know, hit and miss. I don't remember to do it most of the time.
And why do you think that is?
Because I forget.
Right, but well, what could we do that would help you to remember?
I don't know. I don't know how you help someone remember something. You either remember or you don't. It's not in my control.
Oh, right. No, but perhaps tricks or aids to help you remember. Putting it in a calendar, for instance.
Yeah, I already do put things in a calendar.
Excellent. And does that make it easier for you?
If I remember to check the calendar.
Is checking the calendar an issue for you?
I forget to do it.
What if you just made it something that you did consistently at the same time every day?
Checking my calendar.
Precisely. What if you made it part of your routine?
If I was good at making routines, why would I need a calendar?
Could you just put your calendar somewhere where it's just visible. Someplace that you walk past frequently.
Well, I guess I could tape my phone to the wall, but that would effectively make it a landline.
I don't understand.
You know, landlines, like the old type of phone. Ring, ring, hello.
Oh, yes. I know what a landline is. What I'm failing to see is how that correlates to calendars.
My calendar's on my phone.
Oh, your phone calendar! I was referring to a calendar.
Oh, yeah, I don't have a calendar. I just put everything on my phone.
Well, perhaps if you were to purchase a big enough calendar that you could just write reminders for yourself on there.
And no, I have tried that already. Then I just need to remember to put things on that calendar.
Oh, yes, but if you put them on that calendar as soon as you think of them.
But I'm not going to carry a calendar around with me all day, right? That's what a phone calendar's for. I'm not going to take a wall calendar out and about.
Pardon me?
Like if I think of something while I'm out. Most of the time when I think of something, I'm not standing in front of a wall calendar when I think of it.
Oh, yes, but if you just put it in the calendar as soon as you get home, would that work?
No, because then I have to remember it until I get home.
Yes, but if you're only out for a short period of time, or if you could just keep it in mind until you get home.
Do you even hear yourself?
Are you saying that it would be difficult for you to remember things until you had the opportunity to write them down on your calendar?
Yes.
You're saying that it's difficult for you to remember to write yourself reminders.
Yes.
What if you were to just carry around a little notepad or something with you at all times that you could just write reminders for yourself on?
Like a pen and paper?
Oh, well, I mean, it doesn't have to be pen and paper. I suppose it could be a device, a laptop, iPad.
A phone?
Yes! Even better, a phone!
Yeah. So I could write down reminders in my phone.
Precisely. You could put the thing in your phone to put a note on your calendar when
So
you get home.
I could write things down in my phone to remember.
Exactly.
That is what I'm doing now.
Oh, you're already doing it. Wait, I'm sorry. What's the problem here then?
I am already writing things down in my phone to remember.
Yeah.
In my phone calendar.
I see. And so you could just transfer them to the calendar, when you get home.
And how am I going to remember to do that?
By remembering.
If this were all that easy, if I could remember that, I wouldn't need the wall calendar because I would be remembering to check my phone calendar anyway.
Oh, I see the conundrum.
Listen, I'm not trying to be rude here, but frankly, some of the advice that is given to people in my situation is just ridiculous.
What do you mean?
Like this. I'm having trouble remembering things. Oh, hey, have you tried remembering them? Yes, I have tried remembering them. How do this person just remember something?
I'm sorry, I'm going to try to bring us back to the original topic.
Great.
I've forgotten what it is. No, let me just check my notes. It's in here somewhere. I'm sorry. I just want to make sure we get to the heart of whatever you wanted to talk about when you came in today. I have a habit of getting sidetracked. I apologize for that. If I don't write everything down, it just goes pew out the window. Where are the... Oh, yes, right here. Okay. You feel quick to anger. And in your words, it's exhausting to deal with my emotions and to try to figure out everybody else's and to fit into their way of doing things all of the time.
I do feel quick to anger. I mean, on a bad day, every little thing irritates me. And I'm not a little child. I'm not. You know, people look at me like I'm overreacting, or I get these shocked expressions coming back at me, like control yourself.
take a step back.
Yes, yes, take a step back. I don't know how to take a step back. You know, when something twigs at me or sets me off, I don't know how to take a step back or how to calm down.
Everything is immediate.
Everything is immediate.
Let me attempt a summary. Well, just to make sure I've got everything clear. You are frustrated about having to deal with emotions, yes?
Well, no, I mean, I wouldn't really say that
I'm
that's...
sorry, let's not argue semantics. I gotta keep my train of thought going. You are frustrated about having to deal with emotions. You don't know how to handle them.
Well,
you feel quick to anger. You would like to possess a superhuman ability to take a step back and take a breath.
Well,
and,
I don't think it's superhuman. I mean, I don't know how other people do it, but they do. It's not beyond them.
No. But of course not. But have you ever thought that maybe they just weren't as angry as you?
That's why I'm here. God, you absolute fuckhead. Oh.
Calling someone a fuckhead will get you nowhere.
Well, being a fuckhead will get you even less.
I see what you mean about your anger. It is rather intimidating.
Oh, no. This is not intimidating. You want fucking intimidating? I'll give you intimidating. This is me keeping a lid on it.
I can assure you, you are not
I
keeping
can assure you that I am.
I need you to calm down.
What? I just said about calming down.
I'm
You're
the
telling
one
me
who's
calm-
trying
Will
to tell
listen
you.
to me?
I am trying, but you are shouting.
Because you don't hear me when I whisper. No one hears me when I whisper. Hi. No, I'm fixing my speech. What? You weren't listening to me, and I needed to cool down. We can talk about it when Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Do you understand why I was upset? Yeah, but you'll listen now? No, I won't read you my speech again. You'll just have to come and see me give it. I wasn't angry. I was frustrated, but I was not angry. They were dishes. You know, I know the fight wasn't about dishes, but they were dishes. It's just, at home, I can just not. You know, at work, I work so hard to stay organized and to listen to my patients and to give them everything they deserve. And at home, you're safe, and I can just not. No, it's not entirely fair. But can we agree that if some days I just don't have the spoons to wash the spoons, that it's okay? Some days the spoons are just gone. Okay. Oh, I gotta go. I love you too.
ADHD is predominantly a disease affecting young boys. Attention deficit hyperactivity disorders. The young male bouncing off the walls in school. The class clown. More and more adults are coming to me having diagnosed themselves with the condition. Adults, full-grown people. Are young boys full-grown people? Of course not. Now, this is not to minimize the importance of whatever some of my patients are going through. Not at all. It's just, we don't see grown men unable to sit still, bouncing off the walls in meetings, do we? We don't see hyperactive adults. We see, if anything, adults who were medicated as children and then who grew out of the impairment. Isn't that what we see? I'm sorry, I shouldn't be talking about my patients at a meeting like this. A first meeting. You asked me a question.
Yes.
What was your question? I've rambled so long I can't remember your question. I hope I answered it. I tried, I think. Maybe I do need some therapy.
Why don't you just take a seat?
Okay. It's so good to have a chance to talk. Usually I'm the one who has to do the listening, and it is great to listen, don't get me wrong, it is, but holy hell can it be difficult. Even psychologists need therapy.
Especially psychologists need therapy.
Well, it's often difficult to counsel oneself, isn't it? One can't look at oneself as objectively as one can look at another. We're all the heroes of our own short stories, and none of us really want to, or are maybe capable of, entertaining the notion that we're probably at best an irrelevant character of a tucked-away chapter of a novel so vast that most of us wouldn't be bothered to pick it up if it were put into print. Or we're the bumbling lead of a short story we're telling ourselves with no direction and no storyboarding. The main character in the autobiography, I Have No Idea, by me. So, yes, it is good to get a fresh perspective. Don't get me wrong. I'm sorry if I've sounded like I'm belittling you.
No, that's fine.
Oh, yeah, okay. So, what do you think of my patients?
Well, this is about you.
Well, yes, of course. This is mainly to deal with me. You are indeed my therapist.
Psychiatric professional.
Oh, potato, tomato. But the thing about being my therapist is that you're being a doctor of psychology's therapist. And the thing about a doctor of psychology is that we have patience. And quite frankly, I'm beginning to lose patience.
You are losing patience.
With my patients.
Ah.
Some of them come in thinking they have all the answers. And where do they get these answers? From someone on the TikToks or the ding-dongs. So from someone whose very existence and platform for profundity can be distilled into a 60-second soundbite that completely ignores all the complexities of the situation and neatly sums everything up, and also ignores the years of the study and work that I and other legitimate experts have put in. Years of ticking off academic boxes. And they're willing to discredit that just because of something they saw over their morning coffee.
It's actually called TikTok.
You are purposely trying to derail the conversation just to talk about something you know about.
It can be a resource.
This is exactly what I'm complaining about my patients doing. Can we focus on me for a second?
Yes.
I mean, on them? Well, on my focus on them? They think that everything is easily diagnosable and textbook, and that if I would just tell them what they want to hear, that would magically solve everything. But that's simply not the case, is it? They are so unbelievably singular in their focus that they can't entertain the possibility that they might be wrong, or at the very least, misinformed as to the reason for their own visit.
They know their situations best.
Well, yes, of course it's fair to say they know their situations best. That's what everyone wants to believe, isn't it? Look, I don't think you're understanding what I'm saying. Can you take off your therapist hat just for a second and listen to me as a colleague?
We are not colleagues, though, are we?
I'm trying to tell you about a major stressor in my work life, and you're sitting there disregarding my point, disregarding my experience. It seems all you're wanting to do is get me to question everything I know about my approach to my practice. And I'm trying to tell you that the people who come to me are a barrier to my effective implementation of that practice because they're too headstrong to listen to my advice. What would you say to these people? What would you say to someone who comes in with an idea of a diagnosis?
Hello. I just want someone to take me seriously. To tell me I'm not a fuck up. You know, that these things make sense, that this isn't all in my head. Well, I mean, it is in my head, but you know, I want someone to recognize that it's hard for me to know what I want, to plan for it, to see the steps I need to take to get there, to get anywhere. And people talk about having life goals. I don't have life goals. None. I have hyperfixations. Well, I can hyperfixate like nobody's business.
Let's consider the notion that there is nothing wrong with you.
But there is. If there's nothing wrong with me, then I'm just a failure.
Well, then maybe that's what you are.
What?
Well, at least by anyone else's expectations.
Am I paying you to tell me I'm a failure?
No, you're paying me for advice. Sometimes that advice isn't what we want to hear, but to be clear, I'm not saying that you are a failure. I'm saying you need to consider the notion that you might be failing.
But you don't think I am, though?
Well, I don't know you well enough to make that assertion. I mean, but back to the point. What if we were to consider the notion that there is nothing clinically wrong with you? What would that mean?
That would mean that this fog I'm experiencing is just normal.
What do you mean, fog?
Like brain fog. Like it takes forever to wake my brain up every day and get it going, and I'm just like confused and in a fog for so much of the day every day. Like there is a fog in my head.
I think what you're referring to is decision paralysis. Perfectly normal. It happens to me all the time.
No, but it's not just decisions. I get overwhelmed by everything. I can't focus on one thing at a time. My brain is a jumbled mess, and I don't know how to make it clear.
You can't see the forest for the trees.
Yes.
An absolutely normal phenomenon. Nobody really knows what trees look like. And even if they did, would they know what the trunk itself looks like? You know, every little branch, each individual leaf?
People know what trees look like.
Yeah, well, no. Everybody wants to look at trees for trees. But really, if you want to understand trees, you have to look at the cells. Zoom in and refocus. Zoom in, refocus, zoom in, refocus. It's quite fascinating. See, trees don't grow like humans do.
Yeah.
I mean, we both have limbs, yes, but tree limbs are very different from human limbs. Now, as humans grow, as we know, all parts of us grow in size. Yes, that is to say that we all get bigger. Not so with trees. Trees have only small parts of them that get bigger. That is to say, there are only small parts of trees that grow, that reproduce at a cellular level. Meristems, They are zones of intense activity. Now, perhaps it might be fair to say that while a human is an entire zone of intense activity, only small parts of trees are zones of intense activity. Trees and humans are very different. Now, this, of course, this is to say nothing of the roots of the tree, which really are the
So what are
highways
you
of
talking about?
trees. Oh, perhaps I wasn't clear. Trees have parts that are both above and below ground.
No. Yeah,
and-
I got that.
Oh, then you know about the apical meristem.
No. What does this have to do with what you were saying?
What was I saying?
The forest and the trees. Zoom in. Focus. Zoom in.
Right, well, that is what we all should do. How else could we understand forests if we didn't look at the apical meristems?
Okay. So, you think we should be able to do that with every aspect of our lives?
Well, it's not really possible, but no. We're all basically just winging it with whatever details we can parse from whatever picture we have the time to zoom in on.
No. I have this real confusion, okay?
Yeah.
Like at work. I can sort of wake up because it's busy and I'm moving and I'm on my feet, but even then, it takes most of the day until I feel like I'm even close to being myself.
Have you tried incorporating coffee into your morning routine?
I work at a coffee shop, remember?
No. Did you say that already?
In our first visit, yep. Pretty sure you mocked me for it.
Well, you're certainly not foggy on the details of our first meeting. Are you feeling foggy right now?
Confused, yes.
Have you had your morning coffee?
Yes.
And has it cleared up the fog for today?
I have no idea.
So, no. Okay, that's fine. Maybe you just need a second cup. Many people find it difficult to be clear-headed all the time.
Listen, isn't there like an official test or something that I can take? I mean, I've done loads of online assessments and I've done the reading. I think I know myself pretty well. You know, it's not like I'm coming in here clueless. I thought these sessions were going to be helpful and easy, but I'm leaving them more and more confused each time, and I can't really afford them as it is, let alone if it's not helping me.
But we are helping you. We're getting to the root of your problem.
But we're not, though. If I'm coming in confused and frustrated and I'm leaving more confused and frustrated, we're not getting to the root of my problem. We are adding to my problem. If I am paying for help, I really need it to be help that is actually helping me.
You are feeling stuck, confused, and upset.
Yes.
These are all normal aspects of everyday life. What we need to do is come up with mechanisms that will enable you to deal with the world.
Yes. If I could just get diagnosed and get on some medication, I really think that I would be able to...
No. Medication is for children and other people incapable of controlling themselves. What I'm talking about are regimented patterns of routine and behavior that work for everyone.
But there isn't one way that works for everyone.
It's a tad preemptive to say that before you've even tried, isn't it?
I've been trying. I've been trying my whole life. I have 38 years of trying. And screwing up the courage and the vulnerability and the money just to come here to have you dismiss me.
I am not dismissing you.
Jeez.
I am empowering you to think that maybe there is nothing wrong.
Sure, maybe there is nothing wrong, but there certainly is something different. And the literature in the medical community backs me up on this.
I'm a part of that community, you know.
Yeah, you're a part of that community like Husky gas stations are part of the coffee scene. Coming to you has been a complete mistake.
So what? He's just like denying that experience?
Totally.
That is garbage.
I know, right?
Did you call him on it?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, good.
There is nothing wrong.
What a prick.
Like, I know my own brain.
Yeah, right?
I know there's something wrong.
Sorry you had such a bad experience.
It's not your fault.
You should try my person.
And it is so frustrating.
You shouldn't be saying that
They
stuff.
treat you like you're an idiot.
Yeah, well, I mean, you sometimes kind of like, you gotta find the one who's right for you. Well, they should be listening. Try my person. Let's just make it home. We're driving through the cold winter storm. The wipers are going and the argument's flowing, and it's all we can do to keep warm. And I'm struggling like hell to see the tracks in front of me. So let's put off the fight and just for tonight make it home. Let's make it home. We can pick it up when we're inside. We'll be safe and warm. There'll be places we can hide. We'll have time to think it through. Think about the words we use. So let's put off the fight and just for tonight make it home. Let's just make it home. We're still on our way through the storm. But if we stick together and weather the weather, we'll be through it before too long. And when we wake up in bed, we can use our clearer heads. And we'll be glad that tonight we didn't lose sight of our home. Let's make it home. We can leave it at the door inside. We'll be safe and warm. They will have no need to hide. We'll have time to think it through. Think about the words we use. So let's put off the fight and just for tonight make it home. Let's put off the fight and just for tonight make it home.
My boy.
See my person.
Yeah. I've been thinking about what you said last time.
What?
But what's normal? I like that.
How do you know what normal is when your normal isn't normal?
And when disorders are mislabeled and misunderstood,
I feel like I'm gaslighting myself half the time.
you're not. Take a second. Just feel the chair. Breathe. Yeah. Look at ADHD. Attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. It's not a deficit of attention. It's an abundance of attention and an inability to regulate it. Hyperactivity, not everyone has it as hyper, For some people, it's their body. For some people, it's their brain. And for others, it's combined. I mean, we can't even get the title right. How are you supposed to know without help? I didn't.
Yeah, and you're the professional.
Well, you're the professional on you.
I guess.
No, I guess. You know yourself better than I do. And you have skills that I don't have. I mean, you know the one thing that grounds you. Piano. I mean, you wouldn't be you without it.
Well, and meds.
Yes, but those came from me. The music is all you.
Well, it's learned.
That's not what I meant, though. When you talk about making music, you talk about being just as comfortable playing on stage as you are playing all by yourself. And I can feel that in you. I mean, I am so nervous about being in front of people. But you are absolutely at home there, even if you don't realize it.
It's a language I'm fluent in.
A language.
Yeah. There's. I've learned, how to play, how to write. I mean, there's studying and training, and ideologies that all come together that allow for all of it to happen. And when I play, for that time stops. And I just feel. I just am. And it's wonderful.
And the rest of the time?
I feel like my brain doesn't speak the same language the rest of the world does.
It doesn't. But the world wasn't meant for just one language. We still need help with any language that we speak, but that doesn't mean that we shouldn't be able to speak and be heard, does it?
No.
Good.
You're giving a talk?
Yes.
Like the one you just gave me?
I suppose so.
Everybody procrastinates. Oh, absolutely everyone. And everyone has little issues with organization. I get called a procrastinator. And maybe I am one. I don't even really know what that means. I mean, sure, there's avoiding stuff you don't want to do because you don't want to do it, but is that really what procrastinators do? I mean, we all put off making the phone call we don't want to make, or we go, fuddle-duddle and put on a movie instead of cleaning the bathroom, but it still gets done, right? There's an element of, I don't want to do this right now, but I can't put it off for forever, that everyone experiences. Yes, I should organize my patients' files a bit, or I should tidy up the office or whatever. And I do. It wasn't long ago that this was completely sorted. We all have moments where everything gets away on us sometimes. Oh. Hello? Oh, yes, well, if my SIN number was stolen, why do you need to call me to ask me what it is, huh? Goodbye. Ugh. Where the hell did I put it? DSM, where are you? DSM. Organizing things is actually a strong suit of mine. I'm very good at organizing. Don't graduate top of your class and establish a successful practice if you're not good at organizing. Come on! Prove her wrong. Thinks she knows my patients better than I do. Maybe it's in the bathroom. No? Well, is it in, like, what? Okay, where the hell is it? I just had it. Last year sometime. I saw it somewhere. Where the hell did I put it? Oh, God. Oh, Jesus. Oh, yes. Thank you. I'm looking for it. Oh. I should just do this now. Yes. I'll make a note to deal with the patient stuff later. Oh, come on. There it is. What was it with my taxes? I'm. Oh, God. Okay, I'll just. Yeah, okay, do these now. All right. Just get it done. Never gonna get it any better. Oh, that's the accountant's job anyway. All right. Oh. Okay. Oh, take these to Rob. Just do it. Just do it. The Nike way. Oh. All right. Great. Perfect. Okay. Fuck! Oh! Jesus. All right. Here we go. Not everyone is that bad.
No, but it's discouraging.
Well, yeah, like
I mean, it's upsetting just to know that can happen.
I try not to even, really think.
Sexy beasts. How does a show like that even get on the air?
I have never watched an episode.
It's awful. I can't help myself.
Oh, people are stupid.
It's so stupid.
We like stupid.
I've watched every episode.
No.
What am I doing with my life?
Succumbing to existential dread.
I am so tired of existential dread.
You need existential dread to die. You need existential dread.
Existential dread.
In your head, in your head.
Zombie, zombie, zombie. You're so good at that. I'm not good at anything.
You're good at being hard on yourself.
I even suck at that.
And at being dramatic.
That is true.
Weren't we going to try to write some music together sometime?
Yeah,
You just, yeah.
There's just too many things and too much dread, and I don't know what I'm doing, and I just,
So, what are you going to do?
Die with all the fury of an exploding unicorn?
Other than that?
Smash the patriarchy. And the establishment. And anyone and everyone that's ever stood in my way. Or thought that recognizing my looks over my brains was a more important assessment of my value as a human than acknowledging my intelligence was.
Sounds like a start.
and then eat cupcakes.
Oh, yeah. Cupcakes are more immediately doable.
Do you have some?
No!
Everything is hard.
Of course it is. How else could everything fuck you over?
Big old dick of a world. That always makes me feel better.
Me too.
But then I get anxious because I can't play anything like that, and I want to.
That is the stupidest thing to be anxious about.
I just have to accept that I'm not going to be able to do all the things I want to do.
None of us are.
Some people are, though.
I wanted to be an astronaut in the NBA. And I don't like basketball.
That's different. You suck at calculus, and you're short.
You don't know I suck at calculus.
Oh, are you a calculator?
Oh, no.
Well, then you suck at calculus. But you don't suck at that.
Yeah, neither do you. Or at the coffee knowledge thing.
Great. I have coffee knowledge. I can sleep easy.
Well, usually keeps me awake.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm an exploding unicorn.
No.
Yippee!
I know.
That's why they went extinct.
Oh, yeah. You have coffee knowledge like I have music knowledge.
How do you feel about working in a coffee shop?
People think anything they take for granted is easy to do.
I'm 38 and I work in a coffee shop.
And it's not. And it's not all talent.
And people think doing anything other than climbing the corporate ladder denotes my life as a failure.
It's passion and work.
My life is not a failure.
It's syntax and grammar.
I mean, I'm getting you the drug you want.
Music is a language that I speak better than social interaction.
I'm here before you working
Like you.
to get you the drug you need.
And your life.
And it is a beautiful drug.
Everything is kind of a mess,
Coffee beans are a thing of beauty.
except for coffee beans.
So I'm part of the process that gets it in their mouth, right? But, you know, gets them this wonderful stimulant that activates their prefrontal cortex and gets them going.
Yeah.
And they say they love coffee, but do they want my job?
No.
No. Do they want to pay me a living wage to do my job?
No.
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 Because they could make their coffee at home. I mean, they could roast the beans in their oven. They could learn the process. They could even invest in brewing apparatuses, and learn about regions and altitudes and wash processes and roast processes and single origin and water filtration and proper filters and pour over techniques and how to sip and how to enjoy. And they don't. So they need me.
Didn't you say you wanted to start up a vlog or a channel on YouTube?
Coffee actually starts as a cherry.
Yeah?
It's pretty cool. Well, it's like a cherry. It's not unlike a cherry. Okay, when the plant flowers, the
Yeah.
cherry ripens.
Okay.
And there are different ways of removing the cherry from the outer casing. Washed, semi-washed, natural. Every single second after it comes off the tree affects the flavor. So washed, you remove the bean from the cherry underwater or in machines. Semi-washed, you remove the skin from the ripe cherry and leave the bean to dry and the gooey insides. Natural or sun-dried goes back to the origins of coffee in Ethiopia. Hey, did you know that every single coffee plant in the Americas can be traced back to the smuggling of one plant?
No way.
I know, it's so fucking cool. Anyway, yeah, so you dry the cherry around the bean, then you husk it off. Oh, I could nerd out about this all day.
Makes sense to me.
The person who cares the least has all the power. What do you think of that statement?
Rather a ridiculous notion, isn't it?
Explain.
Well, if a person doesn't care, they have no power. It's self-evident. How can a person care for something and not assume control over it?
Do you associate care with control?
No. Taking control is not the same as taking power. It depends on the context. What's the context?
Let's say that I'm someone who doesn't like getting my hopes up for things, who doesn't invest in relationships, who doesn't plan because planning is a form of hoping. What would you say to me?
I'd say you were a lunatic.
And that would be your professional opinion?
Well, no, it's what I'd say in my head, not what I'd say out loud.
Then answer the question.
What would I say to you?
What would you say to me?
I'd say you need to take charge. Your fear of failure is getting in the way of your success.
And how would you address that fear of failure?
Well, everybody fails. The only ways to get over a fear of failure are to fail so consistently and colossally that it becomes routine and loses its ability to terrify, or to simply not fail. What?
Brian,
What?
was that about you?
Was what about me?
You have a very brave attitude toward failure.
Well, how else would I get through life? Failure isn't some defining characteristic. You know, it isn't a bad thing. It's a step towards success.
And if your clients are failing?
Then they're one step closer to succeeding. And then another step, and another. You know, no path is straight. They're winding and meandering and confusing. But if we read the signposts and we, drop our breadcrumbs and we try to retrace our steps and learn from our mistakes, try not to repeat them, then eventually we get to our destination. The destination we intended to get to. Or another one. The real failure is not failing, not trying. I mean, anybody can stay in stasis. It's called stasis, for fuck's sakes. I mean, choice paralysis, decision paralysis, confusion, overwhelm, these are unique to no one, happen to everybody. So just getting past that, making a decision, any decision, is starting the process of failure, which by definition is putting you closer to success. Because then you will know one thing that success isn't. And the closer you get to figuring out what success isn't, the closer you get to figuring out what it is.
The luxury of failure.
Yeah, the luxury of failure. Precisely.
It's a privilege that not everyone has. Your clients are struggling.
Yes, that's when people need the most help.
Is it?
Well, of course, who needs help when they're not struggling?
I'm sure you have many people helping you.
No,
No?
no one.
A partner?
No.
Friends?
No, well, friendships are difficult.
Family?
I am not struggling. I am not the struggler. I am the strugglee. The strugglers come to me and I help them. If they let me help them. I know what I'm doing. I have constructed a life of regimented happiness. And the life of regimented happiness doesn't just happen. It comes through strict adherence to what one knows to work. Through strict adherence to what one knows to work. I know what works. Failure works. Diligence works. Upholding the tower of threads that has supported oneself thus far works. The whole world will tell you you're not good enough. It's hard to navigate.
There's some weird internalized shit too.
We're all born,
I am not good enough.
we try to get along,
You have to work to be valuable.
we die.
We die.
In school, they told me I was gifted.
Ta-da!
Now I look around and I'm like,
Where's my gift?
yeah, where's my fucking gift?
Lazy.
Angry?
Scatterbrained.
Oh. There is a significant amount of ableism in our culture. Even in people who aren't able.
Well, you're only valued if you can contribute.
If you don't use too many resources,
If you keep talking
and you have something to say,
we are constantly being told we are not enough by
family,
friends,
bosses,
coworkers,
industry professionals, agents, managers.
psychologists,
Oh, especially psychologists.
anyone in a place of authority.
You are not good enough.
I'm tired of not being good enough.
I'm tired of advocating for myself. Are you seriously trying to tell me that the psychologist profession is wrong?
Historically, yes.
An entire profession is just absolutely wrong.
No.
Well, that's what you just said.
No, I said the profession as a whole has been wrong historically. Not that the entirety of it is wrong right now.
You're splitting hairs and being pedantic.
I'm saying that although our profession has made mistakes and gotten things wrong in the past, that the very nature of growing and learning in a scientifically accurate manner means that mistakes will happen, and that in order to become better, we must change our minds and opinions in the face of new evidence.
What has evidence got to do with anything? Oh, God. You are purposely confusing me for no reason.
You are dealing with real people, with real problems. They are coming to you for help fitting into a world that wasn't made for them, and you are driving them away.
I do not drive people away. I don't.
Psychology is expensive. The medical field can be intimidating. And the greatest frontier that humanity has yet to conquer is the human mind.
What are you talking about?
We have traversed every inch of this planet, or if not every inch, then many, many of them, and many more than we should have. We have crossed the oceans in the name of destruction. We've crossed the stars in the name of lovers. We've built canoes in the name of trade and steamships in the name of enslavement. We have mapped this world in the name of exploration and gone to the ends of it in the name of capitalism. And now that the earth is no longer big enough to hold all of the money its most tyrannical denizens hoard, they built dick rockets to blast to the closest edge of infinity, like ill-trained prepubescent boys, seeing how far away they can walk from the urinal while still splashing on its lip. We are a species that has lived for over 200 millennia on a planet over 4 billion years old. And the Webb telescope just took photos of a nebula 2,500 light years away. Our greatest minds are telling us about the universe, and our worst are in a race to colonize it. The pursuit of knowledge from the minds of the great has always, in the European tradition, been followed by the pursuit of wealth from the coffers of the insignificant. We are a petulant species on a meaningless planet on the outer edges of a universal suburbia. And yet, for all that, the greatest exploration we have yet to do is into our own minds. We are capable of so much greatness and so much destruction. We take all of our desires, our insecurities, and fears, and plant them in landscapes and in exploration and each other. Yet we struggle to have honest conversations about the origins of all of these hopes and fears. Our minds. Chemical synapses, neurotransmitters firing faster than any machine we could ever devise. And everyone has one. The most dangerous, important, beautiful tool humans have access to. And most people have no idea how to use it. No idea how it works. And they're confused. They're not experts, they're lay people. And they're scared. They're at the rudder of a vessel that is completely adrift. And they know they're supposed to be able to read the stars and navigate their way, but no one that knows how has shown them. So they come to you. And what are you telling them?
That there's nothing wrong.
But there is, isn't there? Because if there wasn't, they wouldn't be talking to you. Do you go see a doctor when everything's fine?
But some of them are fine. They are no different from me.
Now that could be worth exploring. Dr. Russell Barclays, taking charge of adult ADHD. I'm going to give you a few minutes. I'd love for you to look at this. And to fill out this assessment for me.
"91 questions? Christ, that's too long. Find it difficult to tolerate waiting. Impatient. Well, we're off to a good start. Make decisions impulsively. Unable to inhibit my reactions or responses to events or others. Call that talks from the gut. Have difficulty stopping my activities or behavior when I should do so. Oh, not so. Oh, it's more difficult to start. 5, have trouble motivating myself to start work. Have difficulty changing my behavior when I am given feedback about my mistakes. Easily distracted by irrelevant thoughts when I must concentrate on something. Prone to daydreaming when I should be concentrating on something. God, this is torture. I have half a mind to just do it tomorrow.
Procrastinate. Or put things off until the next day. Coffee?
Oh, thank you. Stupid, idiotic test. Make impulsive comments to others. That's just speaking my mind. Give poor attention to details in my work. Find it hard to take other people's perspectives about a problem or situation. Trouble organizing my thoughts or thinking clearly. Have difficulty being objective about things that affect me. Easily frustrated. Overreact emotionally. Can't seem to sustain friendships or close relationships as long as other people.
Okay. Why don't we leave it there for today? And we can pick this back up next week.
Taking charge of adult ADHD. We celebrate hustle culture. Go, go, go. Turn your hobby into a revenue stream. Turn your revenue stream into a new career. Put in the hours and build that career. Work yourself to the bone. Build up the capital so that eventually you can hire somebody else to do that work for you. Start working less. Now that you're working less, you've got time for a side hobby. Turn that hobby into a revenue stream. Remember, if you can't keep up and you can't pay your bills and you feel like you're constantly overwhelmed, discombobulated, disorganized, frustrated, irritable, angry, homeless, nearly homeless, unable to afford meds, taking too much time for self-care, not taking enough time for self-care, or working jobs that don't pay you enough to be able to afford self-care, no matter what, it's all your fault. I'm tired of being a product. I'm tired of being a promoter. I'm not interested in the hustle. I'm interested in my interests. From now on, I'm going to make music on my terms. Call me crazy. I'm on meds. I used to be on others. They were less healthy, came in plastic rings of 4 or 6. They calmed me for the night. Made some mornings difficult. But I didn't know any other way to stop the boredom, to stop the anxiety, to stop the racing thoughts. I thought that was normal. I hopped jobs. I hopped apartments. I got older, I got passed over, got told I was lazy, got told I was crazy. I got angry, got more anxious, I got a chip on my shoulder, I got debt, I got drunk, I got lost. And at 34, I got told by a friend that she had just been diagnosed with ADHD at the age of 32 after fighting for her mental health for years, and she thought I might have the same thing. Nobody told me. A whole life of impulse decisions, poor financial decisions, decision paralysis, over drinking, oversharing, job hopping, never finishing projects, getting too discouraged to even start, talking over people, emotional flare-ups, feeling like I might have clinical depression, being utterly confused, and often very alone. Nobody told me. 4 years of reading, of listening to experts in podcasts and interviews, following respected advocates online, trying to find a family physician, trying to access therapy, and then one doctor. One doctor. One doctor who took me in one of her last available spots and gave me medication at our second meeting. Susan. Everybody needs a Susan. I've been working on this song. You don't just find salvation in a church. To grow in strength, you don't need to be hurt. You don't get your value from your worth. Keep on singing your song. I don't only fight by being strong. They don't get to be right just 'cause they made me feel wrong. I'm not losing the game when I can't play along. Keep on singing your song. Nobody tells you when you're sinking. They only help you when you've drowned. Everybody's just shouting out their reasons why you should be able to get yourself to higher ground. And if you get there, they will tell you that you must not have needed a hand. 'Cause after all, you're both on the shore now, no matter if you had to swim while they stood on the sand. Crying doesn't make me weak. It's how my thoughts get to my mouth, down my cheeks. And everyone loses when the different don't speak. So keep on singing your song. I don't need to work to the bone. in a system that isn't my own. You build your empire, I'll build my home. But keep on singing your song. You gotta find the people who will go to bat for you, 'cause they're the ones who know that someday they might need help too. And they'll tell you when you're sinking that they'll throw a line for you to hang on. And even though right now you're just gasping for air, you'll keep singing your song. Keep singing your song.
Nobody told him.